Do you want to know how to deal with the 50-50 position in an IBJJF rule set? Let me show you one of 4 options. Now stay tuned for the breakdown and the other 3 options. Hey guys, so opposed to our DVD on BJJfanatics that focuses mainly on 50-50 in no-gi, where heel hooks are allowed, today we're going to look at the IBJJF version. So first off, the problem with 50-50 is that we both have the same chances of getting up, sweeping, scoring points and passing, and there's a few minor submissions we have to be aware of. So the first objective here is to make the 50-50 position a bit more in my favor, so let's call it 70-30. The problem is if I go forward, like I would for instance in Ashi or a different single leg X, my knee is getting jeopardized and it's easy for him to sweep me. So I want you guys to understand the mechanics of the knee. The one dominating the 50-50 is the one whose knee is dominating the other person's knee and hip line therefore. So I can keep my 50-50 crossed, yeah, but the main target here now is getting this knee to the inside, so to my side. So if Storm dominates the 50-50 and gets me to this side, it's easier for him to build base and pass. If I get him to this side, it's easier for me to build base and get back up and from there on pass the 50-50. So one of the first things I want to do is I want to control my partner's knees to make it a bit harder for him to tip me over or keep pushing it down. So Storm tries to tilt me to the left, I have a bit more grip with my hand, yeah, because it's not doing that much to begin with. So there's a few different grips we can do here, and in no-gi we would try to untangle the legs and start attacking. For now we're just going to focus on controlling the position, building base and passing. So the first objective is to use my knee and thigh to push his knee down and get my knee turned to the inside, yeah, on the other side of my body. Pushing his knee down, I can reinforce my foot with my foot, but for now that's not that necessary. Also, I'm trying to dig my heel either into his hip or into his armpit. In this case, I'm going to dig it underneath his belt. So my knee is turning inwards and my heel is turning into his hip. So I want to feel pressure on his body. So instead of leaving space here, I'm turning in, keeping my foot on the inside. From there on, I can build base. So the first thing here to check if you're in a good position is ask your partner to tilt you back to his left side, his inside. There should be pressure here with my knee to make it hard. Anytime my knee is facing forward or even a little bit to my right side, it's easy for my partner to tilt, throw me over. Not only does he throw me over, but if he immediately builds base, he scores 2 points for sweeping, seeing as 50-50 as a guard. So I'm pushing his knee and I'm dominating the 50-50 position. From here, I'm going to build base. I'm going to get up on this shin and foot. I'm going to keep my heel digged underneath his hip, and whilst doing so, I'm going to keep my knee turned to the inside. This is very important throughout the whole thing we're doing. I'm going to build base from my hand and keep my knee pushed inwards. My partner will try to sweep me back to his left, but that's nigh impossible if my knee keeps turning to the inside. If at any time I'm trying to build base and my knee goes back forward, I'm going to get tilted because of the anatomy of my knee. So I'm keeping this way, either controlling the knee. Now, whilst getting up, you could try and control the sleeve as well if you're grip fighting to make sure it's hard for your partner once you stand up to not control your pants or your heel to sweep you back. So here, I can control the sleeve or I can use this to build base. So I have 2 pressure points to base out on. My knee keeps turning inwards and I will build my base like so. If at any time I feel like I'm falling to that side because he's tilting me, I'd rather overcommit here and go back here because he now doesn't score a sweep. If he throws me over that way and he tries to build base, there's no base to try to get up. There's no base for him to get up and score points for the sweep. If he manages to throw me that way and immediately gets up, he just swept me and he has scored points. Now I will try to sweep again and I'll score points. So this is what happens often in 50-50 IBJJF. So I control, keep my heel digged, my knee on the inside. Trying to build base, ask my partner to tilt me over to the opposite side. I feel the strength in my knee here, controlling the position. So this is the first and foremost task that we'll start off with all the passes we're gonna do. Now from here I've built my base, I've got up, I might have scored points for the sweep, but I still have to disentangle his legs and pass the guard. There's a few ways we can do this here. Let's start off with a basic one. From here I'm gonna reach backward between his heel and my hip. If there's no space because it's super tight, hold it tight please on the hip, I can also reach backward and tilt my hip a bit. I'm gonna control the gi and the pants here. Then I'm gonna throw my partner's legs to the inside, keeping my knee all the time back on the inside to prevent my partner from sweeping me to the left. As I throw his legs over, I'm either squatting down and turning my knee out and sitting on my partner like so. From there on, looking to the opposite side, sliding out, passing, kicking out, and getting to this side. Now, as you saw in the beginning, From here we can also backstep and do a back take, but passing and scoring points would be the main objective. Secondly, same pass. Now instead of me going on my knee and squatting on his hip so he doesn't build base, I'm gonna keep my knee flexed. So I'm putting all the pressure on my partner here if he tries to re-guard, some pressure. Now I can either do a front step to do the same rolling back take, or try to cut my knee in the side of his knee, or try to control the legs here and start passing. But on this side he has all his limbs, so I'd rather go to the back side. So this is an easy way to flip the legs and start passing. Next up. Now I would recommend anytime you learn these building base and passing, to start off in the 50-50, try to dominate the space, the position, then build your base and ask your partner to keep on trying to balance and unstabilize you. But to save some time, we're going to start off standing from now on. So we've built our base, my knee is strong on the inside. Now instead of reaching under and throwing the legs over, there's another one we can do. I like this a bit more in no-gi because it's easier to slip out, but I'm going to control the bottom leg on the foot and the knee, and I'm just going to slide the whole triangle off. If I push and he pushes back, he's pretty strong. So I'm shoving the whole thing down and getting my knee out. From there, I'm going to ballerina toes with my feet, and I'm going to step out the whole situation and pass or disentangle and start passing the open guard. Now, pushing the whole triangle down will put some strain on your opponent's knee, so watch out when training with your partner. One more time. Grabbing the bottom foot, the knee, and just shoving the whole triangle down, getting my knee in. Stepping out, from there on passing. So these are a few options. Now the next one is a little bit risky, especially if heel hooks were allowed, because I'm exposing my heel. But passing 50-50 is a bit harder than opposed to passing double outside ashi. So I'm going to transition from the 50-50 to a double outside ashi. Now the best time would be when I'm seated and this leg is light for me to flip over. But then I don't have pressure on the hip. Here I have some more pressure on the hip, but there's some weight on the foot. So it all depends on the space. If I'm standing, it's even harder because there's more weight on the foot. Usually I'm waiting the timing for my partner to overcommit and try and sweep me to the left. If he sweeps me to the left, I can withstand because my knee is on the inside. But as he sweeps me to the left, I'm going to get my knee to the opposite side. I'm going to flip my lower leg to the other side. I'm going to come in this sort of combat base or leg drag position from double outside ashi, getting this knee to the opposite side, passing, and from there on, finding a way to sprawl out and pass the guard. Let's see that one more time. So we're in 50-50. I'm dominating the inside position. Either I wait for him to sweep me to the opposite side, but if I'm seated, flip me to the left side, now he can stretch my leg and I cannot come forward. Now it's a battle who's faster. So the best timing might be as I'm building base. He feels me getting up. He knows once I'm standing, it's going to be even harder for him to sweep me, so he has to disengage. Now as he sweeps me to the left, I'm going to flip this leg over and curl it behind me, put my chest on his upper leg, and put pressure here, and then start passing from here on. Yeah? So instead of passing 50-50, we're going to switch to double outside ashi and pass that one. I think it's a rather easy one. Now my favorite. Guys, we're going to build base. One thing we have to be aware of, there's some back takes here. The more I expose my back, the more my partner can take my back. Yeah, we'll show you that maybe in a second. But also, if he cannot sweep me to the left, he might try and put me down with pressure behind my knee on his right side. Now, if he just turns to the right, my shin is blocking him. But if he starts lifting his hip, he can try and bring me down, and then we're rolling, and then we're getting in 50-50 battles. He's exposing my ankle to do some submissions. Yeah, for beginners, that's ankle locks, but later on toe holds and knee bars. So I have to be a little bit aware of that. So, building base, keeping my heel digging underneath his belt, my knee on the inside. This is very important. Now from here on out, I'm not going to reach all the way underneath, but I'm going to find the top leg. I'm either controlling the heel or the foot on top with a C grip. If you cannot reach because it's hidden behind your body, you're going to walk a little bit backwards. Now not backwards, but circling around your axis. As you circle around, you push your hip a bit forward, you're going to find that top leg and put it all the way to his neck. Now first off, the leg is stronger than the arm, as it should be, and Storm has like 30 kilos on me, so he should be stronger, but color back. In this specific scenario, I'm way stronger with this grip. Now the second hand. If I try to grip this, I'm having a hard time finding it. So I'm going to turn around my axis a little bit more and flip my hip. Just going to exaggerate a little bit without the grip. to flip the leg over. So that's the hip. Of course, I'm gonna catch the leg. So I'm here, I'm gonna flip it over, and now I put a lot of pressure on his guard. I haven't passed yet. Now if he tries to reattach the 50-50 or invert, I have control over the legs, keep them stretched. We have a few options here. Either disengage and start passing the open guard on any way you prefer, or keep a lot of pressure, step through immediately to knee on belly and catch more points. Or if you want to keep it a bit safer, I'm going to put my knee and my shin on the meniscus part of his knee, sliding it in. Yeah, I'm going to go for the grip on the gi here as I'm trying to work here. Yeah, either on the shin, on the knee, finding the collar, and then slowly working my way to either side control or knee on belly as I flip over. So once again, standing 50-50, exposing the ankles by turning a bit backwards. Now watch the back take. As I go, grab the heel or the foot, lift it up, don't reach, turn a little bit, put pressure. If he curls back, pretty strong, either disengaging or engaging. Yeah. Final thing I want to finish off, guys, here, just with passes. We've shown 4 passes already. A lot of stuff for the IBJJF. I think the main concept is keeping the knee line, keeping the position in your favor. Gotta be aware and gotta notice this back take. So as Storm is building base, boom, freeze. Now here, as soon as he tries to do the last pass, where he's exposing a little bit of his back, I'm gonna put this foot out. I'm not so scared about the heel hooks here because it's IBJJF and it's in the gi. I'm gonna put this far side De La Riva hook in. If you cannot reach here, it's up to you to turn your hips a little bit. So here, I can reach, I'm kind of flexible, but if you have a hard time reaching, just turn your hips a little bit more. Boom, boom. As I reach to the far side De La Riva, that prevents my partner from stepping forward again, and I keep it high on his hip. If it's here, he can push it down and step over. Boom, and he's back forward. So I keep this here. I either keep control of the pants or the sleeve to lift myself up. From there, I'm gonna drop this foot down and wedge this knee behind his knee as I reach up for the belt, like so. Kick, extend, and take the back. But guys, that's another video. Gotta stay tuned for our backtake videos. Storm, thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed these IBJJF ways to deal with the 50-50 position. Let me know what you think in the comments. See you in the next one. Oos.